Greetings, loved ones. Greetings. I welcome you back to my series on golf and sports betting and golf betting. Right? Yeah. So this is, I think, the fourth video talking about this topic, expanding on this topic. So yeah. So today I'm gonna talk like a bit more in depth about sports betting generally first before we could maybe talk about golf betting. Maybe then I'll touch on it. But okay, let me go on. I tried to make some notes just so that I don't forget what I want to say, because I tend to forget some of the things because I like to just sort of do things, from the top of my head. But so, all right. Okay. So, firstly, what I would like to say about sports betting is it's an art and a science, right? It's an art and a science. How is it so? How is it an art and a science? It's an art in the sense that, to an extent, I don't know if we'd say luck or gut or just guessing, that also plays a role, because obviously sometimes people might place bets without really any informed data to back it, just their gut, and then they could win, right? Because at the end of the day, like I always say, sports events are in real time, right? They're in real time. So, moving on, it's also a science in the sense that there's data, right? There's data. You have to obviously keep up with, whether it's soccer, whether it's golf, whether it's cricket. Obviously, you have to keep up with the trends of the players, how the players are doing, their forms, and stuff like that. Those count. That's the data. As much as sometimes I always say it's sometimes irrelevant. It won't even matter on some occasions. Like sometimes you hear they say a team is good on paper, but come the day and then it's something totally different. Like if you take the Champions League, the last Champions League final, PSG and Juventus, of course, when you look at the bookies, most of them said PSG was going to win, right? But the odds were just relatively standard. Like they weren't so, it wasn't like so one-sided like how it became on that day. I mean, PSG won 5-0, so you could imagine. So it kind of ruined that whole game in terms of for the betters, because the data just didn't fit. PSG just went rampage. Of course, Juventus might have lost, might have predicted that Juventus was going to lose, but not with that margin. At least, people could have at least gotten a fight for their money. Maybe the adrenalines were picking up in there because the match was maybe intense, but it seems it was one side. I didn't even watch it because I'm not really into soccer that much these days. But moving on, let me try and save time. So you could imagine data in sports betting is very important, such that in places like America, the guys create apps for odds and everything, to deal with these aspects of odds and what you may have, right? So when did I get into sports betting? Like I got into sports betting maybe last year. I don't know. I think I started off with Bet365 before Betway came around, and I think Bet365, if I may say, it's got one of the best user interfaces, I have to say. Some of them you can watch the matches. Not even just that, even the way the bets are set out, the options they give you in certain sports, it really makes sense, right? So yeah, there is a difference in betting sites. They all have their unique features. Maybe like I say, maybe one betting app might be better than the other with regards to a certain aspect, and then the other one, so then they're different. So I think I was fortunate to maybe be able to, because Bet365 is not really common now in my country, because now I think they're not really licensed legally, something like that. So around here it's Betway and Sunbet. So even they are different in terms of the odds and everything. So even the way you use them, Sunbet, I think you use it on a browser, because they don't really have an app. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so Betway has the app, but still Sunbet is still, even on the browser, it's pretty. The interface it's decent. It's okay. So just before I go any further, I wanted to talk to this point about. So I wrote this quote just so that, because I didn't want to forget this aspect. So I'm gonna say it the way I wrote it. Don't just be motivated by trying to make money, because I know life is tough. Find the art and enjoyment in it first, because betting is here to stay. So you don't want to be fed up with it before it's even been here for 5 years. So what I'm trying to say is, primarily your motivation. Yes, betting, obviously everybody wants to win, right? But like I say, this is real time. Sometimes the odds will look good and you bet and you see the money that you might win, but realistically it doesn't happen, right? So that's why you have to tread softly and move lightly, and be able to not fall into certain traps with regards to it. And you don't want to end up being an aggrieved gambler, because just today on BBC I came across a lady, Katie Boshier. I'm not too sure what the surname, she'll forgive me. She's a British tennis player, and she was talking that elite athletes face a lot of cyberbullying online, because of aggrieved bettors, whether they were betting money on them and then they lost, or other guy won, and then so you don't want to be that guy because you want to kind of find the enjoyment and the art in it. And then maybe once you kind of understand it, because there is levels to it, like the understanding grows with time, and then maybe that's when you could possibly bet with a bit more money than you usually bet with. But yeah. And so obviously first you have to create an account. It's different in various countries, like they'll just need your ID. But now, because we have like local like Betway Botswana, Betway South Africa, so it's really easy to set up an account. Even with Sunbet, it's really easy now because you have them locally. It's not like with Bet365, it had to take, but even then it was quite okay, the process. You had to send your ID and stuff like that, but it's relatively easy to open up an account. So yeah. So okay, hold on, just to check if people were listening or watching the past videos. In my past videos I only talked about a birdie and an eagle, right? A birdie is when you score a stroke less than the par that was set, right? So what do you call when you score the ball directly from the tee box? Like you score it, you don't just the first shot you hit and then the ball is hold. What do you call that? You can just put that in my comment, because I think I don't remember mentioning that. So I'm gonna shoot a part 2 of this video and continue with this aspect of betting, because here I'm sort of talking about betting from a general perspective. So I'm gonna now next talk about the different sporting markets, like before I would get into the specific golf market. So wait up for the part 2.